Okay, a mathematician, we do not like saying can't do. So we study it, we try to come up with a way we can do it. And that's what they did with this. They said a negative under the square root. We cannot get a real number for that, so we'll just come up with a new number. And they called it imaginary. They said let I. Now, when I was growing up, they always put a little curl at the end. I don't think they do that a whole lot now. But they said let I, an imaginary number, equal square root of negative 1. So I would break this up to the square root of 16, square root of negative 1, so it'd be 4i. So this one would be square root of 25, square root of negative 1, which is 5i. This would be, what is it, kids? That's right, 7i. So 5i plus 7i, that's 12i. So this one you'd break up 4, square root of negative 1, square root of 2. Square root of, 2. Got a little lost there for a minute. It's getting kind of late. So square root of 4 is 2, square root of negative 1 is I, and you got square root of 2. So what they did is they said, well, now we have imaginary numbers. We already had real numbers, so we're going to put them together and call them complex numbers. So a complex number is a plus bi, and it represents any number ever made. So if someone says, give me an example of a complex number, just give them a number. It has to be complex. Now, if b is 0, that'd be all your real numbers. Anything without an I. A real number has no I. Imaginary, b cannot be 0. Imaginary has to have an I. Now, pure imaginary is just bi, where you have a number times I. 7i, 4i, 3i. A real number is no I, so 4, square root of 2, 80. Rational, if you remember, is a number that can be written as a fraction. So, at some time, you can change it to a fraction. It's 0.6. Square root of 4, because square root of 4 is 2. 0.3 repeating. All can be written as a fraction. Now, integers are positive or negative whole numbers. Irrational is not a fraction, ever. So that'd be square root of 2. That would be a decimal that goes on forever but never repeats. Or pi. So now we can add imaginary numbers. Yeah, 5i plus 6i is 11i. So here you got the real number part, you have the imaginary part. So 3 plus 4 is 7. 2i plus 6i would be 8i. And here, distribute the 5. 10 plus 5i. Here, 30 minus 6i. Just distributed 6. So that would be 40 minus I. Well, that was pretty easy. Bye-bye.